everybody, welcome back to Freestyle Friday. We're doing masks today, you guys.
Yeah, skincare. If you like what you're seeing, please like, share, and subscribe.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh, I forgot to get a mirror.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We can use... You guys are the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cold. It's cold.
Yeah. I haven't used this in a long time.
Yeah.
In a clay mask. But
I forgot it was there until yesterday.
I like clay masks.
I'm watching the Bob Lazar Aliens, y'all. Obsessed. You know what? I'm not even obsessed with the idea that there's possibly other life out there.
Well, we've been watching the Twilight Zone, the new one with Jordan Hill.
Oh yes, that is so good, guys.
And I like the old one with Rod Serling just as much. So and the Twilight Zone is one of those shows that is a show that makes you think. It's kind of like Jordan Peele picked a good show to narrate and to remake.
Yeah, bring up
because he's kind of thinks that way, like Rod Serling, like that sort of social.
Put you into social settings,
and
socially, I guess what's the word? Relevant things, socially relevant issues that are going on, and then he makes you think about it.
So I don't know if anybody's seen that show, but it talks about immigration. They have they actually have this white lady that gets taken away.
Oh yeah, they
from
take her
immigration, just like her Hispanic maid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to show people who aren't, I guess, immigrants, what would you do?
Right.
If this were you? If someone just knocked your door and said you don't belong here and threw you in a cage?
Yeah, because that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Right. Is that I always feel like, when it comes to immigration, my whole stand on that is like, I feel like they got past the gate, y'all. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, I get securing the borders. You do want to secure the borders. You don't want a bunch of drug trafficking coming here, cartels, which that's a lot of what they're trying to control. But I really feel like once they get past our homeland security,
right?
I'm just saying, they got in. And so if they're here for 15, 20 years, sometimes more, they've had kids. Some of them, their kids have already had kids. They've been in this country.
Right.
Why would you deport them at this point?
Right. And most of these people that are undocumented work for rich people.
They work for rich people. So now you want them to go back? So, come on now. You guys
very low wages. And not just Spanish people, like Russians.
Yeah,
people
no.
Who are from Russian, people who are, people from all over the world that get through our system and live here. They end up doing servitude for much less than they deserve. Yeah. But most rich people who are against immigration, who want these borders and everything, are the ones
guys
who
are using their services, and I feel like at this point, like, to me, I just think if they got past and y'all didn't see it or y'all couldn't get to it for whatever reason, Homeland Security, then they kind of beat it. You know what I mean? And it's like people like to ignore things that don't make them comfortable anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you speak poorly of, Barack Obama, for instance, or Joe Biden at this point, you know what I mean? Or just anything liberal or in general, then it's like they don't. It's like we're in a place right now where people are looking at this like, team needs to win. It's like, this is not about teams. This is like literally not about teams. And it's really sad watching people. I want my guy to win.
Yeah, but the truth
it's not about that.
But the truth would make people feel scared because then you'd realize they're the same.
That's what I'm saying.
And as soon as you realize they're the same, you think, where do we go?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so they keep you focused on the race and the game, the personalities of the candidates and not the policies.
Yeah.
So like there are no as much as they talk about how much they hate Trump, Joe Biden really has no answer to Trump as far as his policies, and they've mostly you voted for all of his policies. Yeah. So the Democrats. Yeah. So the truth is, it's like at this point we really just have sort of an elite system going on here. Our media is hijacked basically. Our media is owned by a bunch of millionaires.
It's so controlled. Yeah.
So they're control, like Daniel said, they're controlled. They've controlled the narrative and what is that we listen to. That's why you have to really do your own research. Most people won't. They know that.
Well, this is why we watch Jimmy Dore, and he's online YouTube media person. He's a comedian first, but he does kind of like that Jon Stewart type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
he's a political comedian.
Political comedian.
No, like George Carlin.
Right. But
Jon Stewart.
the truth that he spits is just so amazing that it's almost like when I first heard him talk, I thought it's kind of uncomfortable because it's not like mainstream media where they give you like false facts. You know what I mean? They he gives you kind of like the real what's really going on. It's like, really, that happened? And like when I first heard him, I was like, God, really, that's really going on? I didn't just take his word for it. You know, we always say it to you guys. I'll never take our word for it.
Really nothing hard to look
when
up.
I looked up some of the stuff, I'm thinking, man, it is his signature on that. They do agree with that. The Democrats are exactly like the Republicans. Yeah. That's scary.
Yeah. So you were talking about aliens earlier.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with aliens. Like, I think there are aliens. And I think our government knows.
Yeah.
I think our government has
Well, you know, so I'm watching
this.
Like,
what's that movie, Will Smith? The Independence Day. Is that it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Independence Day, where they have the Area 51. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And they have, I'm sure that exists.
Well, okay, so when I'm watching, the documentary, I'll put the documentary up here. I'll put the thing. Okay, but the documentary I'm watching is about Bob Lazar, Robert Lazar, and Bob Lazar, they call him. He, in the 80s, worked in Area 51, or a section of Area 51. They to work on some aircrafts, right? So he doesn't know much about it. So when he gets called in to this section in Nevada, we know now as Area 51, and they immediately start showing him stuff in, an aircraft. And the things within the aircraft and around the aircraft is not of this world. Like what it does physically, we don't have the technology and we don't have the intelligence yet to make what this aircraft was doing. So he was a whistleblower. For a long time, he did not show his face. He only told the story because he felt like it's a matter of the citizens of America's security to not tell us if there's something else out there. Like he took it seriously. Like I feel like for the American public needs to know that this technology, number one, is out there, and what can it do? Can it do harm to us? So he was coming at it not from, he wasn't necessarily believing there was aliens, like he wasn't like that, but the fact that there was this aircraft there that's not of this world, and there's no way to explain it, and that's why they brought him in to try to work how to maneuver it. But it was hard to do that because it's not our stuff.
It's like all these conspiracy theories about there's always conspiracy theories about aliens that that they actually live amongst us and that they could be celebrities or politicians. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm always open to everything. I'm one of those people that
I'm not someone who necessarily thinks that there's like everything. A big green guy.
No.
I mean, like maybe.
It could be.
Maybe. Because where are they getting that image from? Yeah. Well, when Lazar came out with this whole thing, when he decided to come forward, first of all, he's not someone who's in the spotlight, but he just felt like it was just wrong to hold this information in this little part of Nevada. And they're doing something down there, and they had several. He said he saw several aircrafts. Well, he worked on them, so it's not like he didn't. And so, they've pretty much tried to erase him, right? Yeah. But then he came out because I think what he was wanting to do is just end all of the. They weren't happy he came forward. Clearly, the government was not happy that he was telling some government secrets, right? So, when he came forward, it made it kind of worse. But he kind of wanted he thought showing himself was going to make it kind of go away, or just kind of put it to rest. Okay, this is who I am. I said it. Okay, we're moving on, right? And he was really never in the public eye like that. He did have his wife threats on his life. He had threats. His wife had threats on her life. He's going on the highway one day and someone blew out his back tires, shot his back tires. So. Clearly, they needed him to shut up. Right. You know what I mean? Clearly, because when you talk about classified stuff, this is the type of stuff that can happen, right? And so I just think that for I believe this guy's story. I don't believe all this alien. Like some of the alien stuff. Like
there's the movie Fire in the Sky with Travis.
And
he's that movie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. It's an old 90s movie, but it's about a true story. It's about a guy who felt he felt he got abducted by aliens. One day, him and his friends went out to a field, just having fun. Went out to a field and they saw a light in the field, above, and they all looked up. And Travis ran to the light. His friends stayed in their pickup.
It was telling him to come back.
And told him to come back, but then he was taken away. When it went back, he was gone.
Right. Now there were six witnesses. To
and then they all took lie detector tests. They all passed.
They all took a lie detector test, all passed, and the cops were not happy about that pass.
Right.
Because they were like, we need this to not be real.
Right.
So we don't really know what happened out there, but I'm just saying that if 6 witnesses.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Or someone's going to fail.
And a lot of them didn't want to come forward.
Honestly, I believe that there are aliens. How can there not be?
There
are all these other planets. And then, as far as like, we always talk about like different dimensions.
Yeah. That technology. I think that we're arrogant. Because to think that there's not something else or something, what's the word? Like something advanced. Like we're the only ones on this entire universe and galaxy, like
we're at this time period.
Yeah, and the thing is that it is kind of like you would have to stretch your imagination to believe that. Right. So this is why I'm a conspiracy theorist, kind of like at heart. Right. I'm not hardcore one, but there are some things I'm just like, right. And then also a lot of conspiracy theories have turned out to be real. Pretty much all of them.
They say most conspiracy theories are true.
They usually turn out to be real, and I just think that we're just very arrogant as human beings to believe that we're the smartest, the only ones that have all the technology and stuff. And then when something comes into our world, our sphere, that's unexplainable, then we try to explain it away. And it's like, no, but it's not explained anyway. Right. It's unexplainable.
Like I like to dive into that stuff. You know what I mean? Because I'm always talking about I always like the idea. They always say that do we come back? Yeah. You know what I mean? Do we actually die? Yeah. Or because, they say, remember Jimmy Dore was saying that the opposite of birth is not, the opposite of life is not, death. Death, yeah. Because the opposite of death is birth. Right. We never die. Mm-hmm. So do we come back?
Well, what we do know is that just scientifically is that energy just changes form. It just changes form. That's the scientific
fact. We don't really go anywhere.
We don't really go anywhere.
Just what's inside of us just changes form, but the shell goes.
Yeah. So that makes sense to me.
So maybe we come back.
Yeah,
that's what I say. Maybe we come. That's why I say there's past lives, and that maybe some of the technology that we know now, people who brought it out maybe did it a long time ago
already. I just think I think it's important. I don't like when people don't question stuff. Yeah. Like, what is wrong with questioning things? Why are we not doing that? Like, why are we just taking everyone's word for it immediately? I'm not saying be like a lunatic and think that every part of the world. Although if you want to. It's every part of the world. Something's wrong with every part of the world. But when you don't question things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe you gotta watch a documentary. I was watching this documentary on the Vatican. The Vatican has a science center. Why in the world would the Vatican?
Do they really?
Yeah. They have the top part of it. It's like they have telescopes, and they're looking astrologically at all the things. They're like, why would the Vatican be in the business of science?
Yeah, that's a bit odd.
But they do. It's huge.
Because they're kind of against it in some ways, right?
Well, because of the Bible. Yeah. The Bible has the story. So the fact that they would be, and it's a big center. I mean, it's like a big deal. It's not like they have a little telescope in the Pope's room. It's like a whole astrological center. You know what I mean? They put real money in that. A lot of that money comes from worshipers.
No, yeah.
Worshipers who believe the story of the Bible and they're over here trying to figure out if that's true.
I mean, y'all gotta be thinking about that kind of stuff. Just question stuff, y'all. I mean, it's not a big deal to question things.
It makes you smarter.
When I talk about aliens, that's what they. No, but when I talk about that, it's not because it's not necessarily about the little green guy or the big green guy, whatever.
Although that would be fun.
Although it's very interesting.
Like on the Flintstones, that little Martian.
Oh my God. A lot of people don't like to ask a lot of questions because the government's so
scary.
100%. It's so scary. They're so secretive that makes them very scary.
Terrifying. Oh my God, though. Danielle and I watched this movie the other day called 1BR.
Oh my God.
It's on Netflix. Oh my God. And I only saw it because one of my Facebook friends said this movie is probably the most creepiest movie I think I've ever seen. And we decided to watch it. And basically, no spoiler alert, but basically this girl moves to California and she looking for an apartment. A 1-bedroom apartment. That's
she got one.
And she got one. Turns out these people are nuts.
It's
you should really watch it. I don't want to do a spoiler on it.
It's a mind control.
It's a mind control movie. I don't want to because it is a good movie. But man, me and Danielle were like, "What the hell?" Because that shit's happening.
No,
you know that stuff is happening somewhere.
And it's based in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So Hollywood, but yeah, that stuff, y'all. I'm just saying. Well, first of all, we know for sure that cults happen. So cults are huge.
Yeah.
I mean, why people get into cults? I've always been fascinated with that, with the idea of people people searching so hard for their self that they go outside their self and get involved in such odd cults.
Right.
You know what I mean? The what's it called? Jonestown or yeah. What's his name? Jim Jones. That whole thing happened. Just any cult you can think of. Like, what would make people get so, like, what is going on? So if we know that we can be controlled just with a regular guy that decides to believe he's God and get people to believe that he's God, right? Or some leader or something.
People believe
if that can happen, then why are we not believe that there's some kind of, like, the government does kind of mind control stuff?
Yeah.
Like, they would,
MK Ultra,
MK
Ultra, the things that we see they put on television
and
stuff, it's like mind control. And Roseanne Barr believes in MK Ultra. Remember she told Joe Rogan
they both think she's crazy.
She was like, "You believe in that shit? Yeah, don't you?" And she's in Hollywood. She knows.
Yeah, and Joe does too.
She was like, "You don't believe in that?"
That Hollywood stuff, y'all. I'm just fascinated with the whole thing because I'm like, what is going on?
At the same time, if I ever find out the real truth, I'm
gonna act like I don't know.
I'm gonna wish like I never did.
I'm gonna act like I don't know.
Right.
Like, I don't say it.
Like, we just watched the Madeline McCain, that little girl that got missing in what is it, Portugal?
Yeah, in Portugal. Yeah.
And what happened to that little girl?
What happened to the little girl?
Come on, nobody saw that little white girl with blonde hair.
Right. I think it's the parents.
It's right. And no one saw that. Like, no one saw this little white girl in a crowded area getting taken by some mysterious man.
I didn't see that.
And then when they were just like, the guy went out the window with the little girl, but the only fingerprints was the mother's. They didn't even find glove fingerprints. They were just like, the only fingerprints were the mother.
The mother.
How is that? Conspiracy theory, the Portugal police are like, I think the parents actually accidentally killed her with sleeping pills because they gave their kids sleeping pills. You know what I mean? And then
first of all, so in this resort or area, there's like a cluster of like parents. Apparently, they have the kids there on vacation, and they leave their kids all alone in the apartments that are there while they go and dine at the restaurant because the restaurant is in eye view of their apartments. They all kind of like take turns and go and check on their kids. I'm thinking, first of all, who's doing that? Like, why are they in Europe?
Kids? They do that.
It's a normal thing.
It's a normal thing.
It's in Portugal
to leave your kids in their home by themselves while they go to a local bar or something.
I mean, it's common. That's odd.
Like, I'm not easily sold on things anymore.
They want you to hate Republicans because that's the popular thing.
And
to hate,
I don't
right?
like Republicans, and I'm sure I'm not going to call myself a Democrat just because I'm black.
I don't agree with Republicans either, but now I'm kind of curious to know why they're so. It's so important for Democrats for us to hate them. It's like, why is that so important? I mean, I don't agree with Republicans either. No, but
I'm not going to just carelessly call myself a Democrat and pull the lever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. When I know what I know,
unfortunately, facts are facts.
Wait, if you ever watch the movie 2012, they already have thing called Noah's Ark boats and stuff ready for them.
Oh my God, you guys have got to watch 2012.
Remember the part where the Queen went on the boat with her dogs? It's like,
you guys, please watch 2012.
It's on Netflix right now. Yeah, when people built they call them Noah's Ark. When the people built the Noah's Arks, the people who built it didn't know why they were building it, and then they couldn't get on.
They couldn't get on.
It's
just like us. It's just like our world to do that. It's just like not just our leader here in America. Mm-hmm. No, the leaders all over.
Yeah,
just to
like,
leave the poor behind.
You just know that the government knows more than they're never going to tell us everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so because I know that, and because I know that I always know that there's only so much you can control.
Right.
But I'm sure not going to be manipulated.
I will always question.
Yeah, you should always question.
I am never.
You should always question things. You don't ever be ever be a youth. What would Jimmy Dore call it? A useful tool for an administration. Don't be a useful tool.
Yeah, don't be a moron on purpose.
Yeah, don't be a moron. Don't be a moron on purpose. Be honest. You know what I mean? Look, do some work. I mean, it doesn't even take. We got Google. You can just type in something we're telling you right now,
right,
and you'll see it.
You'll be like,
right
oh
away.
my
and it's
God.
legit too. It's not. It's not like propaganda. It's just legit. These are things they don't want to tell you on the news.
It's out there. It's out there. You guys.
So whenever the shit hits the fan, me and Dion ready.
We
knew it. We knew it. I knew it.
We're gonna be like, what's his name on Independence Day when he's like, when Eddie, what's his name?
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid was like, I knew it.
I knew it.
He was so mad.
He
was so vindicated. Like, I knew it. There was aliens. I knew it 20 damn years ago. Yep. And y'all gonna come out. Y'all gonna look back on this episode and go, "Oh my God, Dion Kara did say there might be there's some aliens out there. Oh my God, Dion Kara did say."
You still got those YouTube things Kara Danielle did? Maybe we should subscribe. Maybe we should subscribe the whole time.
If you want the real tea, you gotta subscribe to know what's going on. We give you the real tea on what's going on. We question everything. We question everything.
And so if our subscriber count doesn't go up, it's because we're being
shadow banned.
We're being banned. Whistleblowers you don't get very far when you're a whistleblower.
I know, right?
Just Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning.
Yeah, Julian Assange. And free Assange, by the way.
Free Assange, by the way. He's a journalist.
Okay.
And he should not be treated like this in our country. We don't want him to get extradited to the United States. Because
WikiLeaks is a gift.
Yeah.
Read some of WikiLeaks. It's a gift.
It was fun talking about sci-fi and the government. And it's very interesting, you know.
We keep it real, y'all. We keep it real.
All right, we gotta go.
All right, yeah, we do have to go. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It's really not that hard.
And give us any topics you want us to talk about.
Yeah, please give us any topics. You know, we got a good one coming up on Monday that we're gonna be talking about. So, you know, just join the team. Join the family. All right, guys, we shall see you next week. Everybody have a great day. Bye.